What's going on, guys? Dane from Dane's Great Journey checking back in with another video. Welcome. If you've been a long-time subscriber or if it's your first time checking into the channel, just to give you an overview of Dane's Great Journey for those of you who might be new. Basically, Dane's Great Journey is my journey to what I want to accomplish in my life, whether that be in my fitness and getting a six-pack. That's some of the things I've shared over the last 5 years doing this, as well as creating really good habits in your life, to performing, to increasing your energy, to succeeding in your work, whether that be a job or a passion project that you might have or an entrepreneur. Basically, I share all of that to help you guys improve your life, as well as document my progress for me to look back on every year and get better and hopefully create more valuable content that comes out to you guys. So if you're new, welcome. That's kind of what it is. You can go back and check back all the videos I started when I was, from when I was 18 years old. And maybe you guys can learn something or just get some feedback in terms of what you want to accomplish in your life. So to the title of this video, I'm really excited about this video, guys. And it's going to be talking specifically how to succeed in your first sales job. Just some practical advice, some tips from my success, and that might be able to help you guys outside of what you might be currently doing or what you might be currently looking to do. And I think you guys are going to get a lot of value out of this, especially if sales is something you're considering. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I have been succeeding at a high level ever since I got into sales. Whatever job it was in, I've been able to, work my way up to being one of the top producers in each of the different sales companies I was working for. And there's a specific set of tools and habits and things that I did to actually accomplish that. So I'm going to share that with you, and I hope you can find some value in that for yourself and go take and apply that, even if it's one thing. So with that being said, welcome to the video, guys. How to succeed in your first sales job. This might be when you are 18 and you're in high school too, or maybe you're getting out of college and you're taking your first sales job on. So just to give you a little bit of a background too, guys, I am in a sales position at a software company, and I have been for about 7 months. It's phone sales, so we're calling businesses to sell them our product and service. I've worked my way up to being in the top 1% of the people in my company for sales and overall in terms of how much we sell and our total production. So I want to share with you guys what it actually took to get there, how fast I did it, and some of the things that might be able to help you. So first and foremost, what I think is the most important thing is when you're looking to find a sales job is don't just find a company that can pay you a lot of money. Now let me explain that a little bit further. Find a company where you can find excitement around what the company is doing, whether that be the mission, whether it be the product, whether it be the leadership team, or something that you can get excited about, right? Because if you're going to go into a company and start working for them and selling their product, and your only drive is to make money, that, in my opinion, is not enough to get you to do whatever it's going to take to get there, right? With the company I'm working for right now, I believe in the company, I believe in the product, I believe in the mission, I believe in the team, the leadership team, and the people that are working there. So that's huge for me, right? And I'm the type of person who can find passion and can find excitement in whatever I do. But specifically when it does come to sales, I'm going to find and look to work and partner up where especially if I'm going to spend my time somewhere, as in, a job or a sales opportunity, I'm going to find somewhere where I can find excitement, I can find passion in the product and the service and what the mission is that we're trying to accomplish. So that's first and foremost. Try and find that. And if you're in a job right now, in a sales job, that you don't have that because you aren't really excited about the product, maybe it's time to take another step and look at some other industry. Because I can tell you in sales, there's many, many opportunities, and maybe you need to look for somewhere where you can find that opportunity. Maybe it's something based on what you like or your values or your beliefs, and that is so critical to your success. So that's basically number one. Number two is understanding the expectations and the process in place that you're going into. So whatever job you're going into in sales, there's a process in place to help the salespeople succeed, right? Whether it's hitting a certain amount of doors if you're doing door-to-door selling, or if it's making a certain amount of phone calls every single day on the phone, or it's setting a certain amount of meetings every single day on the phone, right? There's a process in place. And when you come into a sales organization, outside of finding a place that you think is going to be a good fit for you, you're excited, you're enthusiastic about the company, what is the process in place and the roadmap that they put in place for each salesperson who comes in as well as, the training that's there. Like, they're going to train you, but what is the process and what does it take to succeed in this organization? For me, it was, how many dials do I need to make? How many opportunities and appointments do I need to set? And how many deals do I need to close? What's the quota? And what are they expecting me to hit and exceed as a sales individual? What is the average? What are the top people doing? What are the below average people doing, right? Clear expectations on the process in order to succeed. If you're coming into an organization that doesn't have a process in place and a roadmap to help you get started, it's going to be very difficult. You have to come up with that all your own. And you can do that if you're good at sales and you understand, you're creative, and you can come up with capable ways to communicate your product and service. By all means, great. But find a process. And if you're looking to, get into sales and be serious about it, you want to find an organization that's going to have a great process in place to have their people succeed. That's number 2. Number 3 is going to be your psychology and your work ethic. Psychology meaning your mindset. And what I think is going to separate you from the rest is your attitude and your enthusiasm behind what you do and how you carry yourself. Me personally, I work really hard, right? That's a part of my mindset. I'm a hard worker. I'm enthusiastic because I'm just excited about life and I work on myself, right? We're in this industry of improving ourselves, right? Especially if you're watching this video. And that's something I spend a lot of time doing in terms of why am I happy, or how can I achieve this, or how can I better my health, right? That comes from a place of excitement and growth and wanting to learn and become better. So if that's not a part of your game, we need to start working on that too. How can I cultivate an attitude of a winner? How can I cultivate an attitude of someone who's going to do whatever it takes to succeed, right? Because when you get on the phone or you go up to the door and you meet that person that you're trying to book an appointment or sell the product to, how do you greet that person? Your tone, your attitude, your energy is going to be a reflection of that person's response. And your ability to communicate your message to them, to introduce yourself, to say, hey, John, what's going on? My name's Dane, right? You don't have to be crazy high with your energy, right? But to have a sense about yourself that person goes, that person's interesting, right? Or I want to speak to that person. He piqued my curiosity because he seems like he's sure of himself, right? There's a powerful saying in sales and in communication. When two people meet, the person who has more certainty influences the other person. So I know when I go into every call, I have so much certainty in my product, in myself, more than the business owner I'm talking to does about our product, about the sale, and about marketing or whatever it is they're going to do to build their business. So I'm able to cultivate that message, that connection, build that rapport, get the appointment set, and hopefully close them on a deal for a product that's going to benefit them, right? So enthusiasm, attitude, how do you hold yourself? How do you carry yourself? Your mindset. You come into work sluggish, you don't get enough sleep, you have a bad attitude, you complain, that is going to affect how you produce, how you perform, and ultimately what your results are going to be. So you got to work on your psychology because that's sometimes 80% of the game. The mechanics are there in terms of learning the process, but you got to be there. You have to go all in. You have to have that enthusiasm and that work ethic that's going to take you there. So that's number 3. Outside of that too is hustle and work ethic, right? When I came into my organization, I asked them about the process, and they also told me, you can come in early, you can stay late. Great, I'm going to do that every day then, because I'm going to outwork everyone else. And that's what I did. I got there before everyone arrived. I left after everyone already left. And it catapulted my success from when I started there. It took me about 2 or 3 months to to get into the top 1 to 5% of the company in top performers. And it's because I'm sharing with you what I did and what my mindset was like to actually accomplish that. So I worked harder than everyone else. That's a skill you're completely in control of, is your work ethic. Is that going to necessarily get you there? No. You got to develop the skills too. But if you put in a couple extra hours a day, compounding over months, that's a lot of time. That's that many more appointments you can set, that many more sales you can make, that higher above quota or getting you to quota, that's going to separate you from the rest, right? Step number 4 is getting feedback from the leadership team, from your manager, from the company. Hey, how am I doing? What do I need to improve on? Constructive criticism is so important when it comes to sales, especially when you have someone who's helping you, like a manager, like a boss, like fellow colleagues who have been there at the company for a long time. When I got in, I started asking people who had been there for a year how to succeed. And I took as much of that advice as I could and implemented it immediately. And that catapulted my success too. My learning curve grew, and I got to learn and grow faster than maybe the other people who were just trying to, do whatever they did and keep their head down. I spoke up. I got feedback. I went into meetings with managers and said, what does it take to be a top producer at this company? And they said, this, and this. Great, I'm going to do them every day. And I kept the expectation to myself and held myself accountable to actually doing that. Getting up earlier, going to bed later, paying the price early so I could reap the rewards down the line and set myself apart from everyone else to where now I've made a name for myself at the company. And the same thing you're going to do for yourself too at your company, because these principles you can apply and it doesn't take a genius to do them. So getting feedback from the people who are succeeding, from the higher ups, from management, from your everyone there that you can, and taking that feedback and implementing it so you can create that learning process and make it happen faster. Last step here, guys, and this is so important. Great salespeople, great leaders, they build upon the process. They build upon the system. What do I mean by that? There's a process in place for you to succeed, a script for you to read, right? You do that and you get good at it. But then you look at, how can I improve this? What's the kind of feedback I'm getting from the people I'm talking to? And how are they responding to the script that I'm using? How are they responding to the closes and the qualification questions I'm asking them? Is there something I could ask on the next call that might be a little different? I can tell you guys from my personal experience, in the first week I changed the script. And I saw so much success, and I started sharing it with other people at the company, and they started seeing a lot of success with it too. So that stood out again as someone who's, daring to be uncomfortable and to challenge the status and to experiment, right? We're experimenters when we're salespeople. We're learning tactics and tips to how to improve our sales. So challenge yourself. Ask yourself every day, how can I improve the process in which we have? Because you can always improve the process. There's not a perfect way to do anything. And every single business owner or person you talk to that could potentially buy your product has different buying triggers, has different needs and wants, has different pains. So being able to really understand and change things around and get feedback and see what works and increase that success is going to help you set yourself apart from the crowd. So that's pretty much the last tip. Again, guys, another thing too is get uncomfortable. I talked about this in my last video. Pick up the phone 5 more times. Pick up the phone if you're a little scared to call that person and get uncomfortable. The more times you do that, it's going to change the way you look at everything. And I think that's what's been the biggest determinant in my success in this company and the other places I used to work and sell that catapulted me to have success faster than anyone else, was because I did these things. And I constantly tried to improve. And I never wanted to settle. I always wanted to go bigger, right? And get better. And then be a servant leader and share that information with other people. Because when you learn something, it's great to give it to someone else. Just like those people did to me when I asked them for feedback. Don't just look at sales too as a you game, especially if you're in an organization where you have other people doing the same thing as you. When more people come together with the same goal, it helps everyone achieve better. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video is a little longer, but again, how do you succeed in sales? This is something that if you've been watching it up to this point that you want to know. And I hope you guys go implement one of the things I taught you. Write a comment below and give me some feedback on what you think and what are the things that have helped you if you're in a sales job and you're succeeding, so everyone else can learn from this advice as well. And we can build upon the process of sharing information and everyone growing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It's Saturday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Go crush that sales week coming up. Go apply for that job. Step out of your comfort zone. Get it and just roll with it, guys. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you guys. Share this if you thought it was valuable. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you like this content. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. January Sprint, that's kind of the series we're doing. I think this is a perfect time to implement a video like this. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.